So, you know, the big rage, whether you like it or you don't like it, in bass fishing right now is forward-facing sonar. I'm kind of like, I'm gonna ride the middle of the road on this one because it's kind of boring to watch. No, it's not kind of boring to watch. It is boring to watch. But you catch a lot more fish and it debunks a lot of myths, which I really like too, and I'll talk about that later. But anyway, so I do it. I enjoy it. I don't do it all the time. I still like to throw my scum frog. I still like to, you know, punch and do all that kind of stuff. But I do it sometimes, and here's the setup that I use. So I got a 7.4 medium action Halo KS2 Elite. I run 10 pound, usually 10 pound. Sometimes I'll go as light as 8, but 10 pound braid. And then I go to anywhere between a 6 to a 12 pound fluorocarbon leader. And for my head, I use this little Dirty Jigs Guppy head. And I want to show you this thing real quick. I'm going to take my little bait fuel twitch off there for just a second. So check that out. This Guppy head, it's tungsten and it has a really good hook in it. I love the hook that comes in this thing. That's why I like to use it all the time. One of the big deals too that I've learned, I didn't come up with this. I learned it from the best in the business because I get to watch these guys, you know, on MLF all the time, and I get to talk to them and they tell me a lot of stuff. But tying a loop knot, and loop knots are super easy to tie. I'm sure you can search on the internet, loop knot, and a jillion of them will come up. But tying a loop knot on this thing, when it's in the water, it actually makes it hang. And actually it does it when it's even not in the water. It makes it hang very, very straight so that minnow doesn't look like it's doing anything crazy. It looks like it's actually swimming the way a real minnow would swim. Now I use this net bait. This is a super twitch, a 4-inch super twitch. There's a million different baits you can use. I like this one. I like the little tail on it like this. It works really good. I've caught a ton of fish on it. And you don't rig it weedless because most of the time when you're doing this, you're kind of fishing open water or up above the bottom a little bit. So I like to have it exposed. You want to make sure it's very, very straight on there. But I like to have it exposed just like that so that hook's sticking up. So when you're dangling that bait above that fish and you're kind of reeling a little bit and you're shaking that rod tip and you're kind of making that minnow kind of hover up there, when he comes up and eats it, you know, that hook is just standing right out there and just ready to stab him. But one of the things that I've noticed about this, and not that I'm an expert in any way, shape, or form, but when you're seeing these fish on that forward-facing sonar and you're watching your bait, if you keep your bait above the fish, don't let your bait get right with the fish or below them. If you keep the bait above the fish that you can see, they tend to like to feed up. So that's the one little thing I've figured out so far. But that's my setup for doing the forward-facing sonar thing. Like I said, the Dirty Jigs Guppy head is the absolute best head that I've found so far for it.